All right, we're live.
Hey everyone, welcome to the I'm Possible radio show. This is the live broadcast where we have the wonderful magicians of marketing. We have Mia Elise, Sally Savasco, and Ashley Nellett. And together, let's say it, 3, 2, 1. I am
impossible.
Yay.
We almost got it. Ashley, we need to work on this one.
That's all right. So as you can tell, we're pretty darn authentic. You know, we don't have the professional voiceover intro to our podcast. However, we just want to deliver you amazing value. And today's episode number 22 of the I'm Possible marketing show is basically all about, what was it called again, Mia or Ashley?
It's high ticket planning with a dynamite projections calculator that Ashley created herself. So we're excited to see it.
And before we give it away to Ashley, one quick thing, everyone, this is series 3 of a 4-part series. We wanted to talk about how to go from low ticket or micro offers into high ticket sales, because that's how you inject more profits into your business. You can have more impact on other people all over the world. And series 1 was episode 20, 1 million in 60 days without any ad spend. Episode 21, which is series 2 of 4, was all about what your upsell should not be. And today is so important. This is this one thing, seriously, is attributable to, we've seen many clients across the globe, because between all 4 of us, we've either our own companies or other people's, our clients, we've managed over 100 million ad spend. And so this one thing is, I feel responsible for the big, not just 5-figure, but 6-figure, 7-figure launches. Don't do this, then you know what? You might as well just go work at McDonald's. This is how important it is. So go ahead, Ashley, take it away. If you want to bring up the screen to show this phenomenal calculator, which a little soft plug for you all. If you haven't got it, we're having a special at hightickettoolkit.com where we're actually giving away for free 4 amazing surefire calculators that is included with a high ticket masterclass course that you can get for less than a gourmet pizza. So anyways, I'll shut up now and let you all take it away. Take it away, Ashley.
So part of the high ticket toolkit that's incorporated with the masterclass that we're hosting next week is actually the calculator like Maria was talking about. And anyone that has ever heard me speak knows that I'm obsessed with numbers. I always say, know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, how can you fix things that are broken or even know that things are broken? So the first thing that we do before, well, not the first thing, one of the first things we do before launching is putting together projections and a budget for the launch. So in this, there are, I believe there's 4 or 5. There's a bunch at the bottom here. You can see all of these different, and for those watching or listening, you'll have to buy the toolkit to see it. There is 4 or 5 different calculators down here. Today, we're going to go through the free challenge calculator, and we recommend running this through warm and cold audiences. I have it built so that anything up here, you're able to just plug in the numbers and then it'll all filter out down here. And then you'll be able to see your budget also that you should be planning. So at the top, we'll put a launch budget. I have in here $7,500. You can change it to $5,000 and it'll change throughout and change all of your results through the calculator. But for now, we'll keep it $7,500. We will assume that we have, this is our existing warm audience, the number of micro offer purchasers. So I will assume that we have 500 of those. So that'll be in addition to the cold audiences that we're going to bring in. And then we also have a tripwire price in here of $19. So once someone registers for the free challenge, we'll serve them the tripwire on the registration page. And then at the end of the challenge, our product that we're selling just in this scenario is $397. So the calculator itself right here, once you put in these numbers, will tell you what you can expect to receive in revenue and profit based on industry standard. So if we're spending $7,500 and we have a $4 cost per lead, and then we have a 5% conversion on tripwire, and then a 1.5 to 3.5% conversion on the actual product during the sales pitch on the last day of the challenge. So you can see how those numbers will change. Here's the profit based on the actual conversion of the purchase of the product, which is why it's so important to note, because a difference of only 2%, which seems very small, but a difference of that is over $11,000 difference in profit. So if you run your challenge the first time and it performs at 1.5%, and then you're able to go in and make a few small tweaks to your pitch or a few small changes to your sales page, and you raise the conversion rate by 1% or 2%, you can see how much it'll change your actual take home, which is why numbers are my favorite thing, because it tells you what to expect and how to predict performance. The calculator is super cool also because anything that's not in a white cell, you can actually change. So if you know that your cost per lead is $2.50, you can change that. If you know that it's going to be closer to $10, you can change that. If you know that your tripwire converts at 3% consistently, feel free to change that. It'll change all those numbers for you. So it's very interactive. And then further down here, we actually break out your ad spend budget. So this is assuming that you're going to be spending all of this money on Facebook. So we break out your engagement for you, the actual challenge registration, tripwire retargeting, the reminder that the challenge is happening, or if you want to play it midway through the challenge. I believe we run ours usually the second day, just to say, hey, reminder, we're in the middle of a challenge, catch up if you haven't watched anything yet. And then at the end, we have our open cart sales retargeting. So super awesome. I also will have walkthroughs in this too, just so you guys are able to learn how to use all the different calculators. But know your numbers, and this is the tool that will help you do that for sure.
I love this. So this is for the free challenge. So we're essentially spending money on the front end, right? The money that we're spending on the front end. And then the tripwire is the thing that you sell them right away to make up some of your ad spend. So what is the average conversion rate of a tripwire? You have 5% across the board, but what do we typically see?
I typically see anywhere from 3 to 5% for a tripwire. I would say anything lower than that, you probably might want to make some changes to the sales page or to the product itself. Anything higher than that, I would scale it to the moon. So.
Yeah. And an example of our own tripwire. So we ran a challenge prior to our 8-week program, Piggy Bank Funnel Live, and we were selling it for $27. And it wasn't flying off the shelf like we had hoped. But I think we just changed the price down to $19 and it started converting at like gangbusters, right? Like, I don't even know the percentage.
I think it was like 7.5%. It was really high.
Yeah. So sometimes it's just a simple price change on your tripwire that will do it. Sometimes it's a
we changed the name once on that was an order bump, very similar. We've changed the name before.
We've changed names. We've changed just some copy just to sell it better. Sometimes you think that you're selling it and it's irresistible, but maybe the other person on the other end is not really reading it as irresistible. So just changing the benefits of your order bump can help, or your tripwire can help. This is really awesome. Why do we need to project numbers? Why can't we just spend money and see what happens?
Well, because if you're putting in $5,000 and you're only going to get $200 out of it, you wouldn't know that without having these put together ahead of time. So let's say that let's say your product is $97 and you have a $5 cost per lead and you're spending all of this money, you're getting, even over here, like this is a great, let me put it over here, $5. And you have a 3.5 conversion rate, which is an amazing conversion rate, but you're still not making any money. So this will show you that, okay, maybe I need to increase the cost of my product. Maybe I need to have my page convert even higher. Maybe you need to work on getting your cost per lead lower. So knowing what all the little pieces are and how they work together will tell you whether you're going to make money or not. And I would honestly never really recommend going with a $97 product because you're probably going to break even on that anyways, in this type of format. So knowing the numbers and where they all fit in, this will help you price your products too. So if you don't know really how to price your product, you can play around with the numbers. So like here's $297. You can see how much that changes. Here's $197. Even adding an extra $100 to a product brings you up into the positive. So those small little changes that you wouldn't know otherwise, that's where this is going to really help you.
We actually had a client where we ran this scenario with them right before they ran a challenge, and they were going to sell a a bundle, and we were really struggling to try and figure out what the price point should be. And we originally landed on 197, and then in the 11th hour, we increased the price to 297. And let me tell you, 197 versus 297, it's the same conversion rate. People, if they're going to buy it at 197, they're likely going to buy it at 297 as well, if it's really that good. So in the 11th hour, we changed the price to 297, and that resulted in an additional, I want to say, $10,000 to $15,000 more in sales just by increasing the price by $100. So this is really cool because you can enter in what you're thinking your price point would be, and then all of the conversion rates that are either typical to your industry or what you know might that you convert at typically. And you can see whether or not that you're going to make any money or not. So that is a huge thing. 97 versus 297 is a matter of losing money or making money.
Absolutely. Such a good point.
One other thing to do, like notice too, when you change it to 997, the big difference too. And because I want to point that out, because a lot of people might start with their high-end course, maybe lower, like even we do at 397 or 497 or 697, knowing that you're going to start increasing prices. So this can also show you a goal to get to on your second launch, right? Use your first launch, a little lower price, but you're still profitable. Get your testimonials up, get more people in there, and then launch bigger, keep your conversion rates the same. But oh my God, like Ashley, as you're showing here for anyone who's listening auditory wise on the podcast, you know, a 2.5% conversion rate, which is very reasonable for a 997 course, especially from a challenge in this promotion type. You get 35 purchasers and the profit is $28,000, 886 cents and 72 from 7,500 ad budget. Plus you built up your list of 1,406 people, challenge leads, or maybe that's including some of the low ticket buyers too. So
yeah,
but still 1,100 then, or 906.
Yeah. So this is a challenge calculator. What other calculators do people get with the toolkit?
In this, we also have a, this is, oh, you put a little logo on there, Maria. I like it.
I had to do that for the beautiful graphics. Sorry. Oh. in the power graphic for the sales page, I had to put that in.
And here, there's also a free challenge if you just want to run it through your warm audience. So this would be done organically. So there's no ad spend included in this one. So if you're just getting started out, you want to test how the funnel is going to perform, which I even put in here. If you want to test it out before you do a cold live launch with a budget, this is a great place to do that. You can get some metrics figured out in here that you can then put into this calculator. So I have a free challenge to warm. I have in here a masterclass. So this is a free masterclass. I have a flash open, which will also be within the email and organic marketing. And then I also have a high price offering. So this would be a product that's higher than $997. So like a one-on-one coaching, some sort of group coaching that you're doing, this would be that. And this, again, is only to warm this product.
That's so awesome. And then there will be some training videos, right, to walk people through how to use each of the calculators.
Yes.
Which is huge. Calculators are, they're a lifeblood. And even when we are launching something and we're in the middle of a challenge or we're in the middle of a video series or a large launch, we may actually adjust numbers based off of what we're seeing. So just because it's locked in there to start doesn't mean that that's what it's always going to be. So we might project that we're going to get $4 cost per lead, and then we might be seeing $3 cost per lead, or we might be seeing $10 cost per leads. And that's really all based off of your niche, the timing, the ad copy. I mean, there's so many factors as to what the cost per lead is going to be. So it's difficult to say for certain we're going to get this certain dollar amount cost per lead. But as we start to run ads within the first 3 to 4 days, we'll typically know what it's going to settle at. And then we'll adjust the calculator so that we can get a more realistic expectation as to what we can expect for profit. And every single time I have done a launch with a client, with ourselves, after a couple days, looking at what the cost per lead is, and then based off of the number of people that are getting in the door, I can almost predict within like a couple $1,000s what their profit is going to be. Knock on wood, I have not been wrong yet, but it's because we have these calculators. They're so beautiful. Numbers rarely ever lie. So if you are truthful and honest and you actually put in what you're seeing cost per lead wise and what you're seeing conversion rate wise, you will be able to see what your profit most likely can or will be. So these are huge.
Yeah, mid-launch, I've had clients that if we predict a $4 cost per lead and they're coming in at 2, they say, what if we had $2,000 more? What's that going to look like? And then we'll come into the calculator, add in more budget and see how big of a difference it's going to make. And a lot of times it's always worth adding in more budget at that if we're getting a great cost per lead.
Yeah, for sure. So thank you, Ashley, for making this.
Yeah.
And we're excited to share it with you. So you can pick up your high ticket toolkit. We have a lot of other goodies like a launch planning, calendar kind of thing, and some other amazing goodies along with the masterclass that you get. And I believe it's $19.95, right? So it's less than the cost of a gourmet pizza. I think Maria likes pizza. She uses that phrase a lot.
Or 4 Starbucks cappuccinos.
4 Starbucks, yeah. So get in on the high ticket toolkit. It's hightickettoolkit.com. It's going to be a good time. The tools alone are so worth the cost of the masterclass. I promise you that. And you can use them over and over and over again for life.
Yeah, we've got lots of customer journey mapping in there too. There's a lot of everything you'll need for high ticket offers. It's all in there.
Yeah. Super awesome. Anything more to add, Maria?
Thanks, everyone. I think we're done, right? Yeah. What do you got there? The green too?
Oh, it's my Pike's Place Starbucks.
Pike Place. Oh, cool.
I'm drinking bulletproof coffee in it.
Nice.
All right. Bye, guys.